Hello, good afternoon, and I thank you again for clicking on my channel. Um, does it look like I just woke up? Probably, and that's probably because I did. Um, but aside from that, aside from me looking like garbage, I just watched a garbage film. And that was the conclusion of what an abysmal trilogy that I've probably seen in a long time. If there has, maybe there has been. I don't know. A trilogy that's been so bad. At the moment, I can't think of anything that has been so bad. And what I mean by so bad, like a conclusion of a chapter, you know. And this was The Strangers, Chapter 3. Let me take a little sip of my tea before I dive in. And again, I do apologize. Like, I'm looking at myself right now and I'm just like, how dare you appease the people with looking like this? And I look, it is what it is. And this is what we're getting right now, okay? Um, but let's just dive on in. So, as I mentioned, this is the conclusion of a travesty of uh, I'm like really trying to find the words to put in this film, and if you've seen it, my apologies to you. Look, I seen I'm trying to think of the guy's name. He has a YouTube channel also on X, as they call it now. Look, I still call it Twitter, so whatever. Um, and what am I looking up? The Strangers. There we go. So, um, this states as in the series' most brutal chapter, Maya, who is played by Madeline Petch, collides with the masked killers and finds the only way out of the nightmare is in, and that literally just what it says. There was no follow up to that conclusion. This is directed by Rennie Harlan. Um, what has he done? What has he done? Um, honestly, nothing to really talk about. Um, I think the only one that really had a good rating was The Long Kiss Goodnight, and that was actually a good film. Other ones have like 4.2, 4.3, 5s. Um, I don't know. I don't know what to say about him. But yes, so um, this opens up with Maya's sister coming to search for her because she's been missing for quite some time. And if you've watched the other two chapters, then you know what has happened, what had went down. And so her sister, she's checking into this hotel, um, and of course the little sketchy um, lady behind the counter um, is checking her in, and he's like, "Yeah, see you around," Um, And then, of course, she's the sister is getting like a knock on the door as she's in her bathrobe on the edge of her bed. Um, and she's like, "No, thank you. I already got towels." And of course, with every knock on the door in these films, it's like, "Is Tamara home?" And by the way, do we even know who Tamara is? Was that like a made up person? Because even like when I go back and seeing the original Strangers film, they're like, Tamara. Who is Tamara? Who is she? Like there's no name of Tamara in these movies. So I don't know. I don't know, people. I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, just like, no, you have the wrong hotel. Um, and then another knock on the door. Is Tamara home? It's like, no. And of course, she looks out the door. Excuse me. That was like literally making me fall asleep. But I stayed awake. I stayed awake through the abysmal film that it was. Um. Anyway, she looks out the door. There's nobody there. Um. She goes into the bathroom and like she's washing her face. She can't see without her glasses, so as one does when they washing their face, they take their glasses off, right? So she does that, and she pat dries her face, and she once she puts her glasses on, she sees the doll face girl, and of course that is the sister of the brother who has been a part of this for so long. Her name in the movie is Shelley. We do find that out. And we do find out in this movie that they've been doing such things since children, basically. And I guess the guy who adopts them basically is the sheriff. So not only is shady shit going down, the sheriff is part of these shady doings as well. Um, and Maya, who has not had one but two, she's had multiple times of getting out of town. I shake my head. I'm like rolling my eyes. I'm just like, girl, what is wrong with you? Get out of town. Call the police. Do something. No, you want to stick around so you can kill the people. Which I get in a sense because, like, everyone that you've ever loved now is dead. Like, your boyfriend slash fiance is dead. Your sister's dead. Your friends are dead now. I mean, it is what it is, right? Um, but yeah, um, this this has got nothing but a 4.0 rating. I'm surprised somebody gave this a 10, and I'm going to get to it. I'm going to get to it. Now, I will give it a positive because I'm going to read these. Madeline Petch she's a good actress. I say she, again, this is the only positive. She acted her ass off in this film, which I'm sure wasn't hard to do, but um, she's the star of the movie. I feel like she produced or executive produced these films, but I know you can only do with so much that you're like whoever, which is Rainy Harlan, the director is telling you what to do, and you can only do what you're directed to do, right? So I'm not blaming her, but at the same time, you read these scripts, right? Um, you know what's going down. And I guess once you sign on to these films, maybe I don't know, maybe there's not much you can do. Like, oh, I'm going to sign on to one. Oh, let's do two more, right? Let's just let's see what happens, right? I think the first one, even though it was basically a rehash of the original, was the best one. You know, you think you can't get any worse, but you do. You do. So, all right. So the first one, 1 star. The Strangers franchise is completely destroyed. It's disgusting how much little care was put into this. Filming all three movies in pretty much 2 weeks, expecting a cash grab at the box office, they destroyed the franchise. Why was this thing three separate movies? There was barely enough plot to sustain a single 90-minute film, let alone three of them. Please stop. For the love of God, please. That was one of them. Um, did I? Okay, well, it's another one out of a 10. You know it's bad when there is a zero marketing for this film. You know what? I didn't even think about that. I did. I mean, because I really had zero interest in this movie. I said I was going to finish watching them, but I had zero interest in this. But anyway, so this one states, I've seen the previous two entries in the Strangest franchise, so I wasn't expecting much. Neither was I. I can't recall another film franchise that was continued for so long on a shoestring premise and plot, but here we are. The chapters are paper thin, the plot illogical, and the writing is just plain bad. The main character could have easily overpowered the main villain several times and just didn't. I pretty much said that, although I just said that she could have gotten away. Pretty much the same thing. Anyway, they missed a golden opportunity to make the villains anything more than the one note characters that are come across as, as they are. There's absolutely nothing here other than a conclusion that feels deeply unsatisfying. No one expects a gem of a horror film here, but this film encompasses everything wrong with unnecessary sequels. Absolutely. Hopefully, the Strangers franchise ends after this disappointing trilogy. I mean, I don't know where they could go after this. I really don't know. I mean, if they, I mean, I'm not asking for this, but like how people wait another, like, I don't know, 20 years or something. And they're like, you know what? You know what hasn't been remade in 20 years? Let's do the Strangers. Again, I'm not asking for that, but I mean, I don't know. Um, let's do let's do this and this. They gave it a 3. Surprise for a 3, but whatever. This trilogy has um and ensured. All right, I'm going to finish the sentence. All right. This trilogy has ensured the strangers have died a terrible, uninteresting, and non-scary death. Any creepiness or tension that the original Liv Tyler film created was been wiped away with cheap, loud jumps that aren't even scary, and the story that made absolutely no sense. Don't waste your time with this trash. Go watch the original 2008 and just forget these newer films exist. They gave it a 3 out of 10. I have unfortunately seen much worse, but do not take 3 out of 10 to mean it's worth any of your time. Um, I mean, yeah, I've seen much worse too, but again, the sad thing is that they continued with this. I mean, knowing that part two was utter garbage, why would you continue on? I mean, sure, all right, yeah, let's do one and one and done. That's fine. We don't need two more. We really don't. But again, Here you are. Here you are. Um, let's see what this. They gave it a 10, but let's see. Such a great way to end this trilogy. Madeline Petch is a phenomenal actress. I loved how we got to see the story of three strangers and how they came to be. The jump scares were great, the killing were brutal, and the emotions were all there. I remember taking no way I'm visiting a small town or staying in a motel ever again. LOL, I've always been a fan of The Strangers, and getting to see Madeline direct these three films was fun. Um, I don't who wrote this. I don't. There's no name, but we're gonna give you a thumbs down. Thumbs down. Um, you're probably the only one that has given this a 10. This one gave it an 8. Let's just because we're here, let's see what they say. Does Maya turn into a stranger? Question mark. So, the last chapter is written, at least for the trilogy, with a pretty satisfying ending. Really? Really? Maya is once again the central character, but we also learn quite a bit about Scarecrow and the identity of the other stranger known as Dollface. No reveals here, though Maya's sister, her brother in law, and a security guard come looking for her in Venus and start asking questions at Carl's diner. Yes, that happens. Uh oh, they can't. And oh, hello, let's read this again. Uh oh, that can't end well. Lots of flashbacks and backstory shapes the true grit and how the original three came to be as they grow up, and how the whole town is in on it. I thought it was quite enjoyable, but go see it and judge it for yourself. Like any film, it won't appeal to everyone, but for our diehard Strangers fans, it will be sure to please and give some closure to those that do. Look, maybe, maybe not. I don't know how um you may or may not be a fan. I'm just gonna say may not be a fan. I mean, sorry, you would be a fan. Um, Now maybe at the 2008 film, I wouldn't say I'm a fan, but I'm like, all right, that was a decent film, right? But then watching these, and again, I'm not doubting Madeline's acting skills. I'm just saying these movies were utter garbage. Garbage. You know, like how I look right now, you see? This is what these films gave. My appearance. Again, look, I need a haircut. I know this. I was gonna get one today, but did not happen. But maybe when you see me again, I might look a little more appealing. I don't know. I can't say. I can't say. But please forgive me. I'm so sorry. But okay, so with all that being said and done, I may, I guess, out of a 1 out of a 10, because that's a huge jump. It's either between a 3 or 4, maybe I don't know. Let's give it a 3.5, only because of Madeline and her acting skills alone. Now, if she wasn't in it and somebody else was, and then that may have been a different story. You know what I'm saying? Um, but it was just the way it ended. Okay, we're gonna end with that because again, if you want to see this, go for it. I wouldn't waste my money on it. I would like wait for it and watch it like that, you know. But um, she acts as if she doesn't know who is behind the mask. Um, and then like once he takes it off, she's like, "It was you all along." That was like the most unsatisfying reveal ever. I feel like we all knew who it was. I mean, the way he acted, the tattoo, um, I don't know. There were so many things that gave it away. And I'm just like, how could you not know? Right? I don't know. Um, and again, I said this. Spoiler alert if you don't think you would already know this, but she does kill him. I think I already said that. But yes, she does kill him and she leaves with the mask, and that's kind of the end of the story. Um, and let's hope for good. Like we don't need any more of these. But yeah, um, not a great film. And as I said, from the guy that I watched, which drawing a blank on who it was. I look, you know what? Just so I can give him some credit, which I think he gets enough credit, but that's neither here or there. Um, yeah, because I do watch a lot of his YouTube videos, and so it's like, what is your name? I don't know if you ever draw a blank like that, but I'm just like, who are you? You know. So there's here's his name, Critical Overlord. I know you're not watching this. You're like, who the fuck are you? Anyway, Critical Overlord. He had watched it earlier. Sometimes I watch 3C films, and no offense on him, but I think he does. Hello, I don't know how to speak. He overdoes some things when he's like explaining a movie. Sometimes he talks way too fast. Um, and I'm just like, what are you saying? You know, but I don't know. I don't. Maybe he's also trying to appeal to a younger audience as all well. I don't know. But I'm getting off board here. I'm talking about Critical Overlord. He's the one who, I mean, basically said that it was complete and utter garbage. Not his words, like literally, but I mean, basically, yes, it was a complete and utter garbage film. And yes, ending the trilogy like that. But I mean, I commented on his page, and I did say, I mean, you wasn't expecting much, were you? I mean, honestly, like the films that the other two films, and again now concluding this one, they're all garbage, every one of them. And again, I'm going to say the first one wasn't bad, but I don't think it was necessary because again, it's kind of like a rehash of the first one. Not a complete like reshot for reshot, but basically, I mean, you get three strangers. You get the knock on the door. You get is Tamara home? What I mean, hello, hello. You know, um, had to drink some more tea. And yeah, so that's my review. That's my ranking. And no, I'm answering a question before I even ask it, but no, nobody's influenced me on this film. Because you know, like how you read something or you watch something somebody says, and you're like, wow, So I'm probably not going to enjoy it because they didn't enjoy it. No, I'm not like that. I am old. I can make up my own mind. And I mean, I'll take their review into consideration. Because sometimes, you might like, okay, they like the same things I like. And I may not like something that they also don't like. You're putting that into consideration. But also at the same time, you may like something that they don't like, or vice versa. But this was one of those situations where I didn't like it either, and I feel like I knew I wasn't gonna like it because I didn't like the other ones, and so that's why I'm just like, it's no shocker. It really wasn't. But anyway, that is concluding that. And yeah, so if you want to comment on this, please do so. Let me know what you think of it. And also, I did, um, that is, if you follow the other channel, I posted on Roman to the Movies that I am no longer going to be a part of that channel. Um, I'm not really going to get into it, but basically, there's like creative differences. And if you've ever worked with somebody that is either your friend or someone that maybe you admire or whatever it may be, I'm going to say this, and if you ever like think of doing something with somebody like that, please think it thoroughly through and weigh out the pros and cons. Even though like there wasn't anything that I lost, you know? There was no money into this. So there's that. Although this was kind of the purpose of making the channel, was hopefully to like grow it and to make money as one does with said channels, right? That is the goal, right? But again, creative differences. Since I have this channel, that is my goal. And if you guys could help out, that would be so wonderful. And that's why I keep asking you guys, please click like and subscribe if you're not already. Rarely anybody ever does comment, but if you do comment, I am going to read it. I will get back to you once I see it. But yeah, I would love to hear your thoughts and comments, and I'm really am gonna do more of these, because that is my goal. I want to I want to devote my time and energy that is left of my time to this, and yeah, but excuse me. Anyway, that is it that I have for this video today, and um, depending on when you see this, but today is Saturday. I hope you have a great and wonderful day. It again depends on where you are. Here in Houston, it is a beautiful day. Now, do I plan on getting out? Probably not. But hey, it's beautiful nonetheless. And if you're out, hey, enjoy the day. Enjoy the day. Anyway, that's all I got. Sending love to each and every one of you. And if you're gonna comment on how I look today, please don't be too brutal. Look, I see how I look. I know I need a haircut. I need the little things under my eyes to make myself look less puffy. But yeah, eventually I'm gonna get there. But anyway, thank you. and have a great day. All right, thanks. Bye.